I will quickly deliver the news about the Middle East war, including the constant clouds and censor issues. While President Trump was giving a national address about the Iran war, the S&P 500 futures lost $550 billion in market capitalization in just 25 minutes. This is Tehran. US and Israeli forces carried out a joint airstrike in Tehran. In Isfahan, central Iran, there was a large explosion. The US Central Command announced that since the start of the war with Iran on February 28, they have struck 12,300 targets. This is Tel Aviv, Israel. Iran's cluster munitions landed in Tel Aviv, Israel. As a result, the water supply facilities were destroyed. Northern Israel experienced a major explosion after Iran's missile attack. There was a missile attack by Iran in central Israel where cluster munitions landed on a playground, but there were no casualties. The Israeli military said the Air Force struck around 400 Iranian targets, including many in central Tehran, over the past 2 days. The military said targets included around 15 weapons production sites, air defense systems, launchers, missile storage and production sites, and key Ministry of Defense facilities involved in missile development. This is Erbil, Iraq. Pro-Iranian militias attacked a US radar. In Erbil, Iraq, pro-Iranian militias attacked a US base. There was a large explosion. This is Syria. Bedouin tribes aligned with Arab tribal forces have declared jihad against Israel in parts of Syria, mainly Daraa, and begun mobilizing.
시리아군이 이를 저지하는 데는 성공했...
However, some tribes in Syria continue to try to attack Israel. This is the United Kingdom. A US B-52 bomber loaded with bombs is taking off from RAF Lakenheath in the UK, heading toward Iran. This is the United Kingdom. 12 US A-10C fighter jets landed at RAF Lakenheath in the UK before heading to the Middle East. US assets are still being deployed for possible escalation. President Trump talks about ending the war, but he's actually building up forces and waiting for the right time. A suspected assassination attempt targeted former Iranian Foreign Minister Kamal Karazi, resulting in his wife's death. President Trump suggested that if an agreement is not reached between the US and Iran, the US could attack all of Iran's power plants and might even target Iran's oil facilities. If an agreement is not reached, we will strike all of their power plants with great force and possibly at the same time, he said. US intelligence agencies think Iran has the advantage in talks, and that, because Iran distrusts President Trump's diplomacy, it is not prepared to enter serious negotiations. US Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer strongly criticized President Donald Trump's speech on the Iran war, calling it long-winded, inconsistent, and pathetic. Anthony Albanese, Australia's Prime Minister, urged de-escalation after President Donald Trump said Washington's main goals in the Iran war were nearly met. Prime Minister Albanese told reporters in Canberra it was unclear what else needed to be achieved. Trita Parsi, the executive vice president of the Quincy Institute, said that Trump's primetime speech contained nothing new and merely repeated previous statements. He added that it's now clear President Trump has no real plan. The 15 UN Security Council members jointly condemned the incident where 3 Indonesian peacekeepers with the UN interim force in Lebanon were killed. The statement also added that in recent days, several incidents have affected UN peacekeepers in southern Lebanon, including 2 fatal explosions, and that these incidents occurred amid ongoing hostilities along the Blue Line. I'll upload another video if there's more news. Thanks for watching.
야.